Good morning, my awesome friends and followers of this wonderful channel. Thank you very much for your continued support as we keep moving in the direction of non-bullshittery and transparency, which is where we have it here. Well, it's Friday today, the 5th of September. Yesterday, did I dwell yesterday? Well, I sort of reminisced on things which could have and couldn't happen back in, well, many years, over a decade ago. Anyway, listen, thanks for your messages, thanks for your emails. I think we can all agree, well, most of us, that the Deputy Prime Minister needs to be sacked. Shameful, isn't it? Now, before you all jump and going, yes, no. This is the female that sat there criticising the Tories, going there, look at this cabinet lining their own pockets, exploiting their positions on expenses and trying to defraud the taxpayer. These are her words that she said on the front bench. Now, let's remember who Angela Rayner is. So Angela, she's an ordinary person. Got no real qualifications, yet she's the second in charge of the country. Now, if you did not know, not only is she on a £93,000 salary as a Member of Parliament, she gets an extra £63,000 for guess what role? Minister for Housing. This is a woman that didn't even own a home. Now she's a Minister for Housing. She owns 3. Then she hired a wealth company to help her navigate. And she saved £40,000 on stamp duty. I mean, come on, people. No one else gets away with stamp duty. Why would you be the Minister of Housing and think you were exempted? I mean, the rule itself, and you try and con the public. And now you've been caught out the crocodile tears. Angela Rayner is a scumbag. And I hope that she gets sacked by Monday, I hear she... Today, the findings of the stamp duty are going to be unveiled. Now, I don't really give a fuck about the finding of the stamp duty, because we all know she's going to be found innocent. A little bit like that other property that she bought and said she lived there, even when the neighbours next door said to the police, she's never been here, we've never seen her here. She was still found innocent and was able to purchase the property. So, do you know what? See, these inquiries, they mean shit. No one cares, because we know that these scumbag politicians will look after each other. So the findings no one cares about. Nigel Farage is now telling his party to prepare for a 2027 general election. Not being funny, Nigel. Why are they preparing now? Nearly 2 years away. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving in the right direction. Nigel went to the Senate 2 days ago in Washington and got ripped to pieces by senators. Ripped to pieces by American senators. Do you want to know why he got ripped to pieces by American senators? It's quite clear they were under the UK Prime Minister's orders to make him look like a fool. They were, but he didn't. He came out and he just went, yep, I don't agree. And yep, he was ripped to pieces. But he stood his ground, and that's what you want. Now, I'm not a 100% fan of Nigel Farage, if I'm honest. Not a 100% fan of him. I find it to be wishy-washy. Many people out there will be different. Many people are telling me now to join Advance UK. I'm going to be honest with you. Politics is shit. There doesn't seem to be anyone out there that isn't lying in their pockets. There doesn't seem to be. Everyone's got skeletons. They do. And it's quite clear to see they've got skeletons. I mean, I criticised Nigel Farage the other day, and in my inbox, I got an email from the Reform spokesman asking to meet up for a chat. And I'm going to be honest with you, I give him my number. I said, if you want to ring me, ring me. He hasn't rung me, so fuck him. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I'll criticise any politicians if I think they're not doing a good job, and hold them to account. Sad, isn't it? Completely sad. And if you didn't know, well, I seen a story today with the BBC. I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to wash over it because it's the BBC and it's going to be corruption and fucking racism and hate. Yeah, quite sad, but it is. But there's no point speaking about it anymore. But this morning, there was a story I wanted to read. I wanted to read a story this morning about Harry, the Temu prince. And I had to join Daily Mail online at $1.99 a month. So here's what I did, ladies and gentlemen. I joined for the, it says a month free, then $1.99 a month. So I joined it. Had to give him my bank details, my card details. Got sent to my email. Had to click on it. Went into it. Put up the password. Went into it. Went back into the story. Couldn't fucking read it. So I cancelled it straight away. Daily Mail. What a pile of shit that is, eh? So I just only wanted to read the story. I mean, I'm happy to do my free month and then fuck yous off. But no, not doing it. Yeah. Bit of a con that, isn't it? Bit of a con that, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the story was one I already knew. First of all, I know there's a war brewing in a very small context. There is a war brewing between the two alleged sons of King Charles. One we know about, one still out. Don't know. Yeah, it's brewing. It's brewing over the fact that the Temu prince is coming to London. He's preparing for the so-called Invictus Games. He wants his brother and his sister-in-law to attend there. And I think that's to give him a little bit of credence, because everything's falling apart in the US, the Netflix and all the rest of the shit. He's been brushed aside because he was the key. He was like the golden egg for that narcissist wife to open doors and then say, if you bring me down for an award, I'll make sure that Henry's with me. Oh yeah, photograph opportunities. It's all about seeing who can get up that next level. But it's quite clear now that Harry's been trying to put pressure on the family, pressure on his dad, to get members of the royal family involved in Invictus. But there's a problem with Invictus Games. And I mentioned this about a month ago about Sir David Beckham. There is a problem with Invictus, and that is quite a lot of the board members of Invictus and many of the athletes that are part of the team don't want to be associated with him because of the damage he's caused, not only within the UK and the veterans community, but within the royal family and the stand. So a lot of them don't want to be involved, and a lot of them have decided they don't want to take part, and Invictus have had a headache trying to pick other amputees to replace amputees. They're trying to get other veterans in, and I'm going to be honest with you, seeing a veterans community, there's probably about 60, less than 100 dedicated veterans that have got injuries to sport. The rest of them don't care. The rest of them just want to get on with their lives. They're trying to look after their families. They're trying to earn a living. They're trying to do well in life. And sometimes the Invictus Games, because you don't get paid, I want to point that out. When you've got a veteran that's been injured, serving his or her country, they're trying to earn a crust. They're trying to get by, pay their bills, do whatever. Most of them don't have big sponsorships. So whenever you're selected for the Invictus Games to go and to compete, you've got to dedicate yourself for quite some time to that sport. You've got to dedicate yourself to doing well. Who's paying these people's wages? Who's looking after their families? So a lot of the athletes have decided, fuck the games. This guy's making his little documentaries and making millions and giving nothing back to the athletes that are struggling to pay their phone bill and put food on the table. So there's a lot of discontent within that the Invictus organisation, and a lot of people want Harry to leave. They already have someone lined up, and I think you know who it is, and who is a sports legend, who's happy to take over, and who could bring in sponsorships, and who could bring in more money. But anyway, I'll leave it out to you to make a decision. Let me know in the comments what you think. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day, and remember, stay safe.